everybody, it's Diana. So I finally have a process video for one of my box cards. Today I'm using Mama Elephant's Tiny Ninja stamp set and I'm doing some simple Copa coloring. There's not much to color on these, so I'm just using B00, B02, YR00, and E95. So for this box card, I had the idea that ninjas would be in the cover of the night running along rooftops. So I'm using Mama Elephant's home collection. I'm cutting each of these dies a few times out of black cardstock. I'm not really sure how many of these I'll need or which ones I'll use, so I'd rather have more than less, and then if I have left over, I can just save it for another project. So I have my box card base already made. If you're unfamiliar with how to make a box card base, click the thing that's going to appear somewhere on the screen or check out the description box below. I'll have it linked. So I'm positioning all of the house and tree die cuts into the box. I adhere little acetate tabs onto the backs of the house die cuts and I'm adhering them to the pop-up slats in the box. You can also glue things directly to the slats, but because I also have some die cuts kind of sticking outside of the slats, I like to use the tabs. I'm using a Zig 2-way glue pen as my adhesive of choice, and occasionally you'll see me use a bit of Scotch tape. So now that I'm done with the scenery, you'll see me take the ninjas and adhere acetate strips to the backs of them. I position them onto the card and then I add some Scotch tape to the strip and adhere them in place. I use Scotch tape for this part because it's easy to remove, so if I don't like how something's positioned, I can just take it off and then move it. You'll also see me occasionally close the box. I do this to make sure everything is contained within the box card when it's closed, so it'll fit in a regular sized envelope. It also gives the recipient more of a surprise when they don't see things sticking out of it. So I'm doing the same thing with the throwing stars, and I adhere them to acetate strips and position them into my card base. You'll actually see me move the right ninja to the second slot. It actually originally was there, and then I moved it to the first slot thinking that it would look better, but really I should have just left it there. And this is why I use Scotch tape, so I don't have to rip it out of my card. Positioning the rest of my throwing stars, and then I'm brushing some clear Winkostella over them to give them a bit of shimmer. Okay, now for the sentiment. I'm using It's Your Birthday from Mama Elephant's Space Bears set, and then the Haya from the Tiny Ninjas, and I'm heat embossing them with Wow Opaque Bright White embossing powder on black cardstock. Then I just trim them down and adhere them to the front panel. So to finish up my card, I grab another ninja and I adhere him to the back of the card as a little decorative element. So that's basically how I make my box pop-up cards. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please thumbs up and subscribe to let me know. Supplies are listed below in the description box if anybody's interested. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.